To all of you here. Boy, it's another beautiful day that we get to meet in this video again. Well, today will be the last part for this Unit 5, and like I have promised you before, so this is the part 2 for page 60. PALS 2 Unit 5, page 60, part 2. And this is about writing an opinion essay. And what is the question? Here it goes. Will computers ever think like human beings? So just want to refresh you a bit. Here's the guidelines of how you should write your paragraphs. Paragraph A, ask a question, and that is the question, will computers ever think like human beings? And paragraph B, which is positive response, agreeing to the question, it is to give reasons why computers might think like human beings. And as for paragraph C, it's a negative response, which is sort of like a disagreement to the question, and you are to give reasons why computers probably won't think like human beings. And for the last part, you are required to give a personal opinion on the subject. So, according to these 4 parts, we shall write our essay. Alright, so we shall start our lesson right away. Before we start our essay writing, this is a concept map that I would like to introduce to you, and we need this to draft out our writing. So, in your exercise book, please write down the day and the date itself. So, I put down the adjective here, sweltering hot day. So you can write whichever day that you are doing this work, and the date in full, of course. And write down PALS 2, page 60, part 2, writing an opinion essay. Alright, let's look at the concept map here. This is a question, will computers ever think like human beings? And part A, which is the introduction here, there are a few points for the introduction. The points that I have prepared for you here would be the world of IT, information technology, is dominating in this 21st century. And the second point will be the pandemic of COVID-19. It boosts the human reliance on computers. And the question here, if you remember, we have to write down the question for paragraph A. So write down the question, and here I write down different people, different opinions. Coming to the next paragraph, paragraph B, which is positive opinion, we write down on the one hand, and these are the 2 phrases that we need to put into our paragraph B and C. So the first point for paragraph B, on the one hand, will be computers are already very intelligent. Alright, this is a point that I took from exercise 4. And here, computers can solve problems. So you may give 1 or 2 examples for this part. And as a result, right, so probably computers will replace human in certain areas. And what should human do then? Write a question mark here. And the last part, it is optional, whereby you can give proof. Right, by taking it from some magazines or the internet. So it's up to you. And as for paragraph C, on the other hand, which is you disagree with the question of the topic, here computers don't have feelings. Again, I take this from exercise 4. And next, emotions are physiological perceptions, and that's what makes us human. And computers don't have that. So next, it will be AI. Now, do you know what AI stands for? AI stands for artificial intelligence. So it allows computers or robots to mimic some of the human expressions. And the situation here is computers actually obey orders. Alright, computers obey orders or programs, and there is no conflict to the first law. But the disadvantage will be, I'll just give one disadvantage here, it's risky. We are taking a risk. Something like army robots, whereby sometimes they can be hacked. And as for the last part here, the conclusion, paragraph D, which is giving a personal opinion on the subject. So you can say you agree or disagree with the topic or the question, and you may give a reason or more than one reasons for your opinion. Alright, so this is a concept map that we need to draft out. Yeah, so whatever essay you write, make sure you have a concept mind in your head, and find out some information before you start writing an essay. Alright, so there we go. We are going to start our writing now. For paragraph A, introduction, these are the points that I have just shown to you a moment ago. Alright, just to refresh you, what are the points that I'm going to put into paragraph A. Alright, here we go. We can start like this. First paragraph. The world of information technology computers and artificial intelligence bracket AI are getting more and more dominating. In this 21st century. Next will be the point of COVID-19 due to the worldwide pandemic. Caused by COVID-19. For almost 2 years. So we say computers occupy almost all areas in our life. Right? So here, the question here, will computers ever think like human beings? For this one, I guess I'll just change it to lives. Okay. Alright. And here the last sentence will be everyone on earth has different opinions on this subject. Going to paragraph B. So these are the points that we are going to write in paragraph B. So I should start with the phrase on the one hand. On the one hand, computers are very intelligent. Right? So why? Because they can solve problems across a range of cognitive tasks. And the next one, you may give one example. What's the cognitive task that they can actually solve? So for instance, means, for example, computers perform the highest mental operations the mathematical ones. Okay, so here, as a result, computers, this is all due to their intelligence. So as a result, computers will replace humans. Alright? Will replace human in the area of education, surgical practices, and industries. Thus, people, so what should they do? People may need to upgrade their skills and knowledge to be more competitive. So you may give a proof from here. If you don't want, you can actually stop here. So for me, I would like to carry on for one last sentence. According to the website www dot mv organizing .org, an organization, by 2025, roughly a quarter of all human jobs will be replaced by a robot. Right, so that will be paragraph B. Now we shall move on to paragraph C. Coming to paragraph C, here's the phrase that we are going to start with. We will start with on the other hand. Computers don't have feelings. Alright, so we say emotions are physiological perceptions. And computers do not have human bodies. So that's what separate us as human beings from the computers or robots. Okay, so the most computers can do, alright, in the future for AI is to mimic certain forms of expression. Alright, so maybe you can explain a little bit more, what's the difference between computers and human beings. So computers obey only orders or programs combined with logic given by human beings. Without any conflict. With the first law. Now, what is the first law? Yeah, you can carry on. Which is with the first law, which is a robot may not injure a human being. Alright, actually there are 3 laws which that the robots they need to adhere to, and these 3 laws, they are actually proposed by Isaac Asimov. And here, as we carry on, however, there is a risk that robots like army robots like what I've mentioned before. So these are the points that I've mentioned earlier. Army robots. So, however, there is a risk that robots like army robots may be hacked by the enemy and be used against us. Alright, that will be for paragraph C. And as for the last paragraph here, as you can see here, this is the conclusion. Give a personal opinion on the subject, agree or disagree, and give a reason. So we shall start with the final paragraph. In conclusion, so we shall start like this. In conclusion, I think robots will, so I think, okay, maybe you just say, I don't think, I do not think that robots or computers will ever think like human beings. So here you state your opinions very clearly. Why? Because computers do not understand human needs. They lack, right? They lack creative problem solving, and imaginative capabilities. So when it comes to imagination, humans are always much superior than robots or computers. So the last sentence here, in my opinion, human beings are far more superior than computers. Alright, so that will be the final paragraph for this writing and opinion essay. Alright, so if you have any questions, please do drop me a message at the comment box. And this is the final part for Unit 5. Alright, so anyway, I hope I will see you in the next video in time to come. Alright, so have a great day and take care.